Are you confused about UPSC exam pattern? Is the UPSC syllabus infinite? Still in college or in job and don't know when to start, how to start? Can you really afford not to care about the CSAT paper? Are NCERTs enough for UPSC exam preparation? Do I have to attend the coaching to succeed in UPSC? Hello friends and welcome back to my channel. Are you interested in finding out answers to some of these questions? Today we'll go through the entire UPSC exam pattern stage by stage from prelims, mains to interview, so you will have a clear idea of what exactly to study and how everything fits in. By the end of this video, you will have a crystal clear roadmap of the entire UPSC journey. Come, let's dive in. First, the big picture. UPSC Civil Services Examination has 3 stages. The preliminary examination or the prelims. It is objective and it is of a qualifying nature. The main examination or mains. It has descriptive type of questions and its marks account majorly for your ranking. Thirdly, the personality test or the interview. It tests your personality and not the information base you have. The marks you obtain in mains and the personality test both combined together account for your final rank. Now let's go deeper into the exam pattern. The first stage prelims has 2 papers. Both are on the same day. Paper 1 of prelims, GS1, also known as General Studies. It has 100 questions accounting for 200 marks, where each question is of 2 marks. But you have to be careful of taking guesses as each wrong attempt accounts for negative marks. The GS1 paper can be divided into 2 distinct parts. One, the current affairs, and the other, the static portion. The static portion includes history of India, which includes ancient, medieval, and the freedom struggle. Also, it includes the art and cultural aspects of India, Indian and the world geography. It also includes the physical, social, and economic aspect, followed by Indian polity and the governance structure, economy and social development, environment and ecology, and of course, general science. Now, the current affairs includes the current affairs of India and of world importance. This paper requires each candidate to memorize the syllabus thoroughly and also be able to link each subject with each other. This interlinking aspect is of critical importance as it allows each candidate to attempt beyond their knowledge and also to take educated guesses. Paper 2 or GS2, also known as Civil Services Aptitude Test, in short CSAT. It is of 200 marks but has 80 questions and is of qualifying nature. To qualify in GS2, you require 67 marks or 33%. But don't get complacent, as many struggle to clear the CSAT paper and regret not preparing for it. This paper consists of comprehension, interpersonal skills, logic reasoning, data interpretation, and mathematics, which includes numeracy and arithmetics. Unlike paper 1, this paper requires you to practice and not just memorize. Remember, only paper 1 marks decide if you qualify for mains or not, but only if you qualify the paper 2, that is CSAT. Now comes the real deal, mains. It has 9 descriptive papers. Like in prelims, even mains has qualifying papers. Paper A is an Indian language paper. It is of 300 marks and usually contains grammar, literature like précis writing, comprehension and essay. Paper B is of English compulsory paper. It is of 300 marks and it also contains grammar and literature portions. The qualifying marks for both of them is 75, which is 25% of the entire marks. An important point to note is that if you don't qualify these papers, then your other papers will not get checked. In my personal experience, I have come across many candidates who have not qualified these papers and they regret later on. So don't take them lightly. Now come the papers which determine your merit, and these are the essay paper. You have to write 2 essays from part A and part B separately, in which you have 4 options each. The numbers may change in the future. The GS paper 1, which consists of history, which is ancient, medieval, the modern, also followed by post-independence history, the world history, art and culture, geography, physical and human geography of India and the world, as well as society. GS paper 2 consists of polity, governance and international relations. GS paper 3 consists of economy, environment, social justice, security and disaster management. GS paper 4 consists of ethics, aptitude and integrity, followed by optional subject having 2 papers and a subject of your choice. Each of these papers is of 250 marks, coming out to a grand total of 1750 marks. Once you clear the mains, you will face the personality test. This is also called the interview. It is worth 275 marks. I have given 2 personality tests, and despite the common perception being that interview is grueling, building pressure and about rapid fire question rounds, it is not about your information base. It is about assessing your mental alertness, your communication skills, your moral integrity and how you handle pressure in complex situations. Friends, now it is time to address some frequently asked questions. Which optional to choose? You can choose optional from a wide range of subjects, from public administration to anthropology, from physics to literature. You may find people suggesting you to choose optional based on your interests, your background, your resources, but optionals are game changers. The prime consideration of an optional should be that it should be scoring for you, and there should be ample resources for you to prepare it thoroughly. Most optionals cannot be prepared without proper help, coaching, study material. So do ensure that you choose an optional in which these things are available for you. Currently, subjects like anthropology, PSIR, sociology and maths have a high success rate. Traditionally, many science subjects like physics, botany and maths have been always scoring. However, there have been anomalies from time to time, like regional papers scoring really well one year, then falling off the next. Having a definite scoring optional can make all the difference. Still in college or in job and confused when and how to start the preparation? If you are in college or job, broadly it will depend on how much time do you have each day and how close you are to the exam year to decide on when and how to start the preparation. Here's a structured guide for both the situations. If you're still in college, the best time to start is in second or third year, where you get ample time to study without final year job placement or the work pressure. You first need to understand the exam structure and the syllabus. This will help you understand what to study and what to ignore. You should start by reading one book for each subject thoroughly. Contrary to popular suggestion, I will recommend you not to start newspaper from the beginning. First, you should take up daily or monthly magazines or current affairs from credible institutions. This will help you save a lot of time filtering through information which is relevant for civil services preparation. Choose your optional early on so that you save time by preparing and gathering the study material as soon as possible. Start reading in your free time. Keep it slow but consistent. You can start by studying 1 to 2 hours daily and increase it in the later stages. Don't try to finish everything in one go. You should advance one goal but in a time bound manner. So how to start if you're still in job? You can start immediately if you plan to give your first attempt within 1 or 2 years. But if your job is too demanding, plan for at least 18 to 24 months. For candidates who are working, time management is the key. You can study in the morning hours before work when you're fresh, and also you can study for longer duration of 6 to 8 hours during the weekends. You should focus on covering prelims as well as main syllabus together in an integrated manner. However, you should reserve at least 3 to 4 months before prelims for full-time prelims practice. Keeping your online resources on your mobile, ready to go resources is the key to time management. You should try and minimize your resource. Take one monthly magazine at a time. You should take a test series for prelims so that you are always exam oriented. If possible, take leave or sabbatical 4 to 6 months prior to your prelims examination and keep reserve for 3 to 4 months between prelims and mains examination to improve your chances. Remember, it is a very difficult examination, so you must be prepared with an exit plan just in case things don't work out. Now, things which are common to both students as well as working professionals. You must go through the last 5 years of prelims and mains exam pattern to understand them. Start small but steady. Making a reading habit regularly is very important. Don't overload too many sources. Keep limited sources but revise them regularly. Remember, UPSC is about retention plus presentation. If you're unsure of how to make a schedule, then don't worry. I will post another video in which how you can make a schedule and strategy for entire preparation will be discussed. It will be an in-depth guide after which you can make your own schedule no matter if you're a working professional or a full-time student. Which is the most important stage of UPSC Civil Services Examination? Without a doubt, the mains is the most important stage of your Civil Services Examination, as it accounts the most for your rankings. However, if you don't succeed at either mains or prelims or even the personality test, you won't make it to the final rankings. So don't take any stage lightly, especially the prelim stage, because the maximum competition is at the prelim stage. How much current affairs should be enough for prelims examination? Generally, around 1 to 1.5 years of current affairs is sufficient for the prelims as well as mains examination. However, understanding their background as well as its linkage to the static portion is very crucial. You will see that after 3 to 4 years, the current affairs is assimilated with the static portion. So be sure to update your static portion as well as your current affairs. Can you write mains in your regional paper? Yes, Of course, you can write mains in your regional paper, except the English compulsory paper. Can you choose an optional which you haven't studied before? Yes, in fact, many toppers choose an optional that they have never studied before because it suits them and it is very scoring. Do I need to prepare current affairs separately for mains? Yes, the orientation of mains is different from prelims. The mains preparation requires an in-depth analysis as well as linkage to the static portion. You can always find the entire UPSC syllabus on the official website of UPSC. Is NCERT enough for UPSC preparation? Unfortunately, the answer to this question is no. NCERTs are not sufficient for UPSC preparation. NCERTs are the base and the foundation of UPSC preparation, but they require supplementation from other books as well as current affairs. Many a times you will hear the question is from the NCERT. The question is from NCERT. However, the answer to write that question will not be sufficient as there is only limited amount of information given in NCERTs. So be sure to always enhance this information as you are expected to write around 150 to 200 words in each answer. How many attempts can a candidate give? For general candidates, it's 6 attempts or 32 years of age. For OBC candidates, it's 9 attempts or till 35 years of age. For scheduled caste or scheduled tribe candidates, it's unlimited number of attempts but till 37 years of age. However, for all these categories, the age as well as attempt limits have been relaxed for the physically disabled candidates. Friends, now it's time to clear some myths and misconceptions. A popular myth is that the UPSC syllabus is infinite. The answer is no. The UPSC syllabus is broad but defined. The challenge is depth and the integration. The myth can be explained in the following manner. There is the static portion which remains constant, and then there is the ever-changing current affairs. We feel the static portion is also infinite because the sources are still unknown. So the ever-changing current affairs and the unknown sources of static make you feel the syllabus is infinite. However, the problem what you have realized or will realize is to remember this vast syllabus and to recall this syllabus during examination. The myth is that I have to remember all the facts. The answer to this myth is not as simple as yes or no, since memorization of facts is the first step towards analytical understanding. So yes, if you memorize the facts, it will give you an edge over the others. However, nobody can memorize all facts. It's just humanly impossible. So here's a trick. You can break down whatever you read, the articles, issues, events, into keywords. Just focusing on memorizing keywords will save you a lot of time and memory space. The myth is that you have to attempt all the question in prelims to succeed. The more you attempt, the better are your chances. The reality is no, it will not improve your chances. You must identify the best range you get the marks in, because after that range you will be scoring more negative marks than getting marks. Another myth is that UPSC exam pattern is predictable and you can predict next year questions. However, the reality is that yes, trends help, but UPSC changes the emphasis every year. The key is covering the entire syllabus. This aspect of civil service examination is very underrated, since an aspirant prioritizes a syllabus based on previous year questions, and when they get questions from lesser asked portions of the syllabus, they get completely stumped. So remember to cover the entire syllabus properly. The myth is that you can't clear UPSC Civil Services Examination without coaching. The reality is that coaching is not mandatory. I personally, for most part, have not attended proper coaching and have relied on self-study. The reality is that thousands of candidates succeed without any proper coaching. However, you cannot totally discount the value coaching provides you. Coaching will help you if you're new and you require guidance, if you don't have consistent studying hours and you need support with schedule fixing. Also, if you don't have a peer study group, you can find one at coaching. You will also find it helpful for getting feedback for your answers, and coaching really helps you for covering optional subjects. When is coaching not necessary for you? If you understand the entire syllabus and exam pattern and make your own schedule. If you're comfortable with self-discipline and can maintain consistency. If you're adept at reading and analyzing questions, then you can analyze previous year questions and you can follow your own schedule. If you're ready to practice test series and improve your answers on your own. Coaching is a tool, not a guarantee, but it can save you precious time, provide you material and information which improves your chances of success. UPSC rewards clarity, consistency and practice, not just classroom hours. Some toppers will clear with coaching and some will clear without coaching, but no one will clear without self-study. Friends, one of the biggest myths is that prelims requires 6 months of study and mains requires only 4 months of study. In reality, this is a dream which is sold by many coaching institutions to attract students to the Civil Services Examination. Civil Services Examination requires only 1 year of preparation. This is a big fat lie. Do not be misguided that Civil Services Examination is a 1 year deal. The reality is that on an average, Civil Services Examination requires 12 to 24 months of building your foundation. This is followed by 1 year of exam cycle which requires 5 to 6 months of prelims preparation as well as 4 months of dedicated mains preparation. So you require 1 year of dedicated exam cycle as well as preceding 12 to 24 months of building foundation. So the biggest takeaway from this video will be to not jump into this exam cycle prematurely and waste your attempts. Friends, the UPSC syllabus may look huge, but it's doable. Think of it as a map. If you know it, your journey will become much smoother. In my upcoming videos, I will break down each subject, give you the book list, and give you strategies to master every part. If you found this walkthrough useful, please press the like button, subscribe, and do share with your fellow aspirants. Remember, consistency beats intensity. Keep going and success will follow you. Believe, become.